What's going on, guys? Zachary Shemicki here, back with this week's video, and today I'm going to be going over how to track your macros and your calories. And because this is something that's really important if you're trying, sorry, hit the table, didn't mean to do that. But this is something that's really important if you're trying to lose weight, especially if you're starting out, because you're able to know how much you're taking in. And if you're not making any progress, you can easily subtract calories, move macros around, figure all that stuff out just to guarantee that you're making progress. So before I get into the video, I'd like to announce that I think I announced it last week, but I am now offering online coaching. So make sure to apply with the link in the bio. Link in my bio. This is an Instagram. Oops. Basically, I'm gonna plug it anyways. Here's my Instagram, but the link is also in my bio there, but I'm gonna put the link to the application in the description down below, so go check it out. I give a personalized workout routine, custom macronutrient set, custom macronutrient coaching, so you know how to hit your macros. So I'm gonna be going over that in this video anyways, but I'm just going to be available and give people who need some kind of motivation, they need some kind of, they don't know where to start, they've hit plateaus, they just want some kind of accountability. I'm here to help. So if you're one of those people, make sure to apply. I would be happy to help you out, and we will get you to your goal, whether it be weight loss, gaining muscle, just living a healthy lifestyle. So go check it out. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. I've got a lot of videos coming, especially once I'm done with my competition in 4 weeks, so wish me luck. And make sure to give this video a thumbs up, just so I know that you enjoy watching the videos and that you want to see more. So without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so to track your macros, you are going to need to know how many calories you're going to be eating, and that's basically to find your maintenance calories, which is what you're burning just doing your daily activities, just living. You're going to take your body weight and multiply it times 15, and that's going to give you about your maintenance calories. That's a good place to start. I would recommend starting there for a week and tracking your weight based on your goal and what happens to your weight throughout the week to either add or subtract calories. The next thing you're gonna need to know is your macronutrient breakdown. So if you're losing weight, you're gonna be wanting to go with 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. It's gonna help preserve your lean mass, your muscle tissue, which is what you want. So you take your weight, multiply it by 1, and that's how many grams of protein you're gonna need a day. Up next, you're gonna need to find your fat. And based on if you like more fat or less fat in your diet, you're gonna multiply your weight by 0.3 times 0.4. 0.3 being if you prefer more carbs, and 0.4 being if you prefer more fats. And if you want to be somewhere in between, you're going to be about 0.35. And then finally, you are going to take your fat number and multiply it by 9. That's how many calories of fat you're going to be having. And you're going to be multiplying your total grams of protein times 4, and that's going to be your total calories from protein. You're going to add those numbers and subtract that from your total calorie intake for the day. And that's gonna give you your total calories from carbs, and to find out how many grams that is, you're just gonna divide that by 4. The next thing you're gonna need is a food scale. That's really important in tracking your calories and your macronutrient intake. And the next thing you're gonna need, which I forgot to grab, so I will be back in a second. Is measuring cups. And measuring cups are going to be needed for if the nutrition label doesn't have a weight on it, or sometimes it's a little bit easier to measure with a measuring cup, which I measure my rice with. So the next thing you're gonna need is a food tracking app. I personally like MyFitnessPal. It's the easiest one to use in my opinion. There are a few others. I've used another one before. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but I like going with MyFitnessPal and I would definitely recommend it. Basically, that has all the food you're gonna have, all the food basically available in it already, and it has all the nutrition information, but basically tracking things like raw vegetables, raw fruits, raw meat, all that stuff. All you need to do is either look at the label and just look it up, what the label says in MyFitnessPal, and generally a serving is going to be either 3 or 4 ounces. So I'm going to start off with my lean ground beef, 96.4, 96 lean meat and 4% fat. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to take our food scale, turn it on, use whatever you're putting the food in, put it on the scale, you're going to hit tare, that's going to zero it out. And you're going to want to put the unit that you're going to be using. I'm going to be using ounces. And then you take your meat or whatever you're measuring and you just dump it on. And there we go. And it weighs 10.7 ounces. So you go on MyFitnessPal, you look up 96.4 lean ground beef USDA. Make sure to put USDA, that's going to be the most accurate. It should be the first one that pops up. And you pick your units on it. When I'm weighing raw foods, I generally just go to and pick a single unit. Like I'll put 1 ounce for a serving, and then I'll just put in 10.7 ounces, which is what this weighs. So going into it, MyFitnessPal, opening up, going to add food, look up 96.4 lean ground beef. I got it from Walmart, so I just looked up Walmart extra lean ground beef 96.4, and here it is. It is saying, I don't know if you can read it or not, I have it set on 1 ounce, and then I just put in 10.8 in here, put in 10.7 ounces. As you can see, it is 401 calories, 12 grams of fat, and 64.2 grams of protein. I hit the little check mark at the top and it adds it into my food. That would have been bad, but it adds it into my food log for the day. And then up next, I'm gonna be doing broccoli. By the way, this is the meal I'm gonna be eating next. I put on my bowl, I hit tare, hit unit, and then with this, since it is a frozen food and it's packaged, it has a nutrition label on it. And so what you want to do is look at the serving size. It says in like cups, tablespoons, whatever, and then in parentheses next to it, it has the grams. So 1 serving is 85 grams. Not sure if you can see it. It's right there. So you just pour some in your bowl. That's a little too much. Don't worry, my hands are clean and I'm the only one that eats from this, so. All right, 86 grams, that is good. So I'm gonna go to add food, look up Great Value broccoli florets, and 1 serving is 85 grams, so it's already set at that. Hit 1 serving, hit the little check mark, and then it adds it to my food log. So there we go, we have 1 serving of broccoli. I'm actually gonna be eating 2. You do the exact same thing except just double it. And I'm not going to be using oil, but generally a serving of oil is 1 tablespoon. It also has the grams right next to it, 14 grams. So you just look up whatever the brand and whatever food it is. You go into MyFitnessPal, just make sure all the nutrition facts are the same with the food on MyFitnessPal. You weigh it out, either put in 14 grams or 1 tablespoon. Do whatever you're gonna do with it, whether it be cooking, just putting it straight on, and hit the little check mark and you're in. Same thing goes with lettuce, which is basically eating this whole bag. I'm putting it into MyFitnessPal, so I just look it up. It's gonna have 1 serving in there, which is 15 calories, and there's 2.5 servings per bag. So I just, in the serving spot, I just put in 2.5 servings, hit the little check mark, and I'm all set to go. For single packaged foods, like this No Cow protein cookie, I really love these especially on my low carb days, because there's only 1 gram of sugar. The rest is either sugar alcohols, which don't count towards your total carb intake, or fiber, which also aren't gonna count towards your carb intake. Couldn't think of the word. But yeah, these are actually really good. I usually put peanut butter on them since my fats are higher during my low carb days. But it's the same exact thing. You look at the nutrition label, you look it up in MyFitnessPal, No Cow protein cookie, chocolate chip, and it should have all the nutrition facts. If it lines up, you hit the check mark, and there you go, you're good to go. So that basically goes for anything that is packaged. Like I said, with raw food, you just look up USDA, whatever the food is, whether it be lean beef, sirloin, raw chicken breast, raw vegetables, raw fruits. You look up a serving, look up the serving or just put in 1 ounce, 1 gram, whatever it is, weigh out whatever you're putting, and then put that many grams in for the serving. It's a lot easier that way. That's what I personally do. So as far as fitting in foods that you like, this is actually really important, because when you're tracking foods, that also enables you to fit in foods that you enjoy, like fast food, prepackaged foods. You're able to eat it, it's able to fit your macros, which is what flexible dieting is all about. If it fits your macros, you're able to reach your goal, you're able to hit your calories for the day without going over. You'll lose weight, you'll hit your goal, you'll gain weight if that's your goal. As long as you're hitting your calories, you're hitting your macros every day, you'll be set. It doesn't matter what kind of foods you eat. So for like restaurants and stuff, all you have to do is look up the restaurant, and a lot of times they'll have like the full menu. You just have to tap see menu and they'll have the entire menu on it, or you can just look up the certain food that you're getting. The nutrition facts are usually pretty accurate. I just trust it. Otherwise, unless you want to be 100% sure, you can look it up on the restaurant's website. If it is a chain restaurant, like Culver's, McDonald's, Domino's, that kind of stuff, they'll all have the nutrition info on their website. But if it is a small, like local mom and pop restaurant, diner kind of thing, they're not required to actually have the nutrition information on their website. So that's a little bit harder, but you can generally find the foods on MyFitnessPal and estimate it, which is also really useful. And if you're eating the same foods every day, you're generally just gonna remember the macros for each thing, and you're able to play around, estimate, just eyeball how much you're eating. After the first week or two of tracking, I just realized I got off track from my original point of eating at restaurants. So I'm gonna get back to that actually, because I'm just rambling on. Sorry about that, I happen to do that, but right now I can't even think. That's what no carbs is doing to me. Oh yeah, restaurant. So basically you just look up the restaurant, look up the food you're putting, and just hit OK, add it to your food log, and you are all set to go. So it's really not that hard to do. It's really simple. After you get used to it, you just fly right through it. It's not a problem at all. And it's just the easiest way to ensure that you're making progress, along with tracking your weight, your training routine, Especially if you're starting out, tracking is the best option. So I hope this answered all your questions about how to track food and how to track your calories, track your macros. If you have any other questions, do not hesitate to message me on Instagram, comment below. Actually comment what you want to see below, along with questions if you have any. That should do it for this week's video. So I will see you next time. Peace. That was trash. So, all right, see you next time.